More this week from the wonderful world of marketing and the marketing mix. Remember the marketing mix: product, price, promotion, and distribution or place. I think in the last video I said we were going to turn to pricing. Oops, we're going to instead go next to place or distribution. And hopefully in this video you'll understand why I think of it as more than just place. This table, an example of distribution from retailers, is from the text. And you'll notice it talks about the different types of stores and retailers. Now, look at things like department stores. Given what's happening today in marketing, these are, and particularly distribution, these guys are becoming more and more an endangered species, as are some of these others. So there's different types of retailers concentrating on different types of products. But let's take a look at a full-blown distribution channel, see what distribution looks like. And this is why I say that it's much more than place. In a full-blown distribution channel, we start with the manufacturer. We have a broker or an agent who sells to wholesalers, who in turn sell to retailers, who sell to consumers. That's a distribution channel. Let me describe this and give you an example. My son's best friend from high school, his father is a broker for diamonds, large, expensive diamonds. So he travels around the world finding large, expensive diamonds and sells them to diamond wholesalers. These wholesalers then sell them to retailers who put them in jewelry, who sell them to us. We have a friend who is a broker for Italian women's fashion. She goes to Italy, looks at manufacturers in Italy, finds them, sells them to wholesalers here, so swimsuits or dresses and things like that, who sell them to retailers like Macy's and others who sell them to consumers. In kind of an unusual one, I met a guy who was an agent or a broker for refrigerator magnets. Who knew? Somebody's got to do it, I guess. And he goes to China and looks for refrigerator magnets from manufacturers and arranges for them, sells them to wholesalers who stock them. Wholesaler you can think of as a large inventory process, is what wholesalers are. And they sell them to multiple retailers. These retailers will then be specialty shops, Bed Bath & Beyond maybe, or it could be tourism shops, the Statue of Liberty's refrigerator magnet, who knows, who then sell them to us. So you can see it's not just the place, it's not just the retailer that we're concerned about. We're concerned about this whole distribution channel. This is why things, a very hot topic these days is supply chain management. The retailer wants to know, what's the supply looking like? How do I make sure I get the supply to be able to get it to consumers? Well, not everybody needs an agent or a broker. I might know where the manufacturers are, or who they are. There might be a limited number. So, for example, this kind of distribution channel would be yogurt. There happen to be yogurt wholesalers here in New Jersey. They keep yogurt on hand in inventory, and when a grocer runs out of yogurt, they deliver the yogurt to them, who then sells them to us. Other examples might be furniture manufacturers. Furniture manufacturers deal with particular wholesalers who sell them to retailers who sell them to us. Well, shoot, maybe I'm going to keep the inventory myself. So I could be a retailer. This could be a Home Depot. They don't need a wholesaler. They don't need somebody to keep the inventory. They just stack them up to the ceilings. Home Depot, Walmart, Lowe's, these kinds of people, retailers, who sell them to us. This could also be a manufacturer's outlet. You could have a Nike outlet store, and they're selling them directly to the consumer. Well, shoot, who needs a retailer? We talk about brick and mortar stores. Who needs them these days, right? You got Amazon. Amazon will go right to the consumer. Well, that's kind of complex way. There's a lot of different ways to reach the consumer, which is again why I like the idea of a distribution better than the concept of just the place. Now, problems can arise when I can sell products this channel, and this channel, and this channel. The cost to these retailers is now different. They don't have to pay a wholesaler. In this case, they don't pay the wholesaler or the broker. In this case, they're not paying a broker or anything. So it's more expensive for the retailer, so their prices are probably going to be higher in this channel than this channel and higher than this channel. This is going to be the cheapest and then all the way up to the most expensive. Well, that's a problem. Where are you going to buy your shoes? You're going to buy them from the least expensive retailer, right? I might go try my shoes on here, but I'm going to buy them online. That presents a problem. Well, as a retailer, you go, I'm competing against this manufacturer. I'm buying that manufacturer's product, but I'm competing against them on this channel. Why would I want to do that? I'm going to stop carrying their product. But as a manufacturer, you want to use all the distribution channels. You can't get the product out to the customer. Well, you might not do this channel, but there's still other ways that it can get there. When that occurs, we have what we call channel conflict. Our different distribution channels are competing with each other. We talked about how the retailers will have different costs, and so they price it differently to the consumer. And retailers aren't going to carry products. They don't want to compete with the manufacturer. They can't compete with the manufacturer. But manufacturers want to use all the channels. They want to get that product sold as much as possible. The solution? MSRP. You may have heard of this before. The MSRP, manufacturer's suggested retail price. Notice the word suggested. The manufacturer can't tell the retailer what to sell it for. That would be anti-competitive and illegal under antitrust laws. But I can suggest what they do. Then if I go back to this one, they all have an MSRP and they have an incentive to sell at that suggested retail price to the consumer. But we know that they don't. Right? You take a look at TJ Maxx and people like that, and they sell at a discount. But they always say, compare to the MSRP. So that's how manufacturers try to avoid channel conflict as much as possible. They might also not sell directly to consumers or might try to avoid a distribution channel, but in general, they want to have as many distribution channels open as possible. We also care about the physical distribution. We talked about warehousing. Got to store this stuff sometimes. Right? You have to store and distribute it. Right now, in 2020, oil prices are very, very low because of the coronavirus. But people expect those oil prices to go back up once this virus crisis is over. They think the demand is going to go back up through the roof. Well, what do? Well, they got to store oil. So right now, people are storing oil. All the oil containers and storage bins in the U.S. are filled, or around the world are full, actually. Where are they storing them? In tankers. All those businesses are, oil tanker business is stockpiling and warehousing the oil for businesses. You get people like, we talked about this just-in-time inventory. You get UPS and FedEx carrying inventory. We talk about materials handling. How do we get things? Look at Amazon warehouses. How do I get the orders filled? We call that fulfillment. So somebody places an order. Where does it go to? Does it go to the store? Does it go to the warehouse? How does that get out? How does it get packaged? How does it get sent out? And when we talked about inventory, we talked about vendor-managed inventory. These are all logistics and physical distribution things that a business has to worry about when they think about distribution. Again, not just the place. Look at what's happening in this technology. People are talking about 2-hour delivery, drone delivery, employee delivery. Walmart was having their employees deliver products. People are getting very creative. Again, much more distribution than it is place. All right, we'll continue next time with more marketing mix.